It's okay. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to our media conference. I have with me this morning Senator the Honorable Amy Brown and also the Honorable Marvin Gonzalez to discuss a few matters. I will start first this morning. I want to address the issue that continues to engage members of the public, and it really has to do with the courtesy call of the Honorable Ambassador, the Ambassador of Venezuela. And I would like to take the time to share some very important information with you. Now, whilst I spoke about this, I think sometime last week, I have seen where it's engaging the attention of members of the public in the media, and I thought it necessary to use this opportunity to clarify some important matters. I want to share with you that since I assumed the office of leader of the opposition, I have had several courtesy calls. So this is not an isolated event, but I want to take the time to share with you at least the procedure for members of the public who may not be aware. Because I have seen in the newspaper, I have seen it on Facebook, TikTok, basically people trying to figure out how did this meeting actually happen. So I want to first of all share with you that a letter was sent to my office from the Ministry of Foreign and CARICOM Affairs on the 28th of October, request for courtesy call on the Honorable Penelope Beckles, leader of the opposition. And just to ensure that this information is accurate, the letter says that the Embassy of the Bolivarian Republic of Venezuela has requested the assistance of the Ministry of Foreign and CARICOM Affairs in facilitating an appointment for His Excellency Alvaro Sanchez Cordero to pay a courtesy call. So this letter was sent here to my office, and we subsequently met on the 30th of October. Now I'd like to share with you that since assuming the office of the leader of the opposition, I have had requests from Ireland, and to indicate that it goes through the same procedure to get a letter from the Ministry of Foreign and CARICOM Affairs, also from the Republic of India High Commission, and so him as well, also from the State of Palestine, from Cuba, and the other request that I have is from Japan, and we're organizing that meeting as soon as possible. So that when I received that letter from the Ministry of Foreign and CARICOM Affairs, that is how the courtesy call took place. So I hope that clears up, the misconception, the feeling that you are somewhere going against the government, and you're not being patriotic, and so many other comments that you're hearing from some people in the public domain as it relates to that letter, not the letter as it relates to the visit. What I did not say, maybe I should be clear, is that when the Ministry of Foreign and CARICOM Affairs write you, they also indicate what the person is coming to talk about. So that the letter says to express appreciation for her party's stance in support of Latin America and the Caribbean as a zone of peace, as declared by CELAC in Havana in 2014, and to offer His Excellency's readiness in the capacity as Dean of the Diplomatic Corps to liaise with embassies and heads of missions, noting that all engagements will be coordinated through the Ministry of Foreign and CARICOM Affairs, as well as to convey congratulations from the government of the Bolivarian Republic of Venezuela on his election as leader of the People's National Movement. Now, I took note of the fact that after my visit, the Express newspapers spoke with the Honorable Prime Minister as it relates to that visit. And the Honorable Prime Minister said, I think they are making a huge mistake by taking the sides of a narco government. and of drug and arms traffickers. They should be standing in defense of our law-abiding citizens. Now, I said to you, this was a courtesy call, and you notice that it specifies what is the purpose of the call. It was not a long visit, about 15 minutes. And, you know, I'm not shocked, but it is absolutely ridiculous for the Prime Minister, following a letter coming from her minister to me, that the Honorable Prime Minister will then put this in the public domain, to make that kind of what I call reckless statement, and a statement that is calculated to cause mischief by virtue of an ambassador paying a courtesy call. Now, I'm quite aware that on the day of that courtesy call, the Honorable Prime Minister was declared persona non grata by the National Assembly of Venezuela. That had nothing to do with me. My request was made before then. And therefore, it is quite unfortunate that the Prime Minister will want to, you know, for you to see this kind of headline, penny back in narco government. But let me also say, therefore, that this procedure is a normal procedure. We have maintained what our position is. That is that our region remain a zone of peace. But you would also realize that the Minister of Foreign and CARICOM Affairs was asked about this courtesy call, and he said he was unbothered. You would also notice that this government, notwithstanding whatever is taking place, has indicated that they will be appointing an ambassador to Venezuela. So with all that is going on, you're going to appoint an ambassador to Venezuela. You're also making it clear on each and every occasion that you have a very good relationship with the people of Venezuela. But then you come to say penny back in narco government and slams CARICOM stance on Venezuela. All of it is calculated to create mischief, to cause a distraction, especially because all of these discussions were taking place around the budget. That budget that is fake and fraudulent. And now that the people of Trinidad and Tobago, over the last 2 weeks or 3 weeks, through the Finance Committee, has realized all these several taxes that this government has put in place. So those who originally said it was a good budget, when the Finance Committee takes place and you see that there are no allocations for so many different things, the people of Trinidad and Tobago are very much awake. Related to this matter, of course, is also the fact that the Honorable Prime Minister again, and whilst we put out a press release, I'm using this opportunity because I did not do a press conference on this matter. PNM protecting drug mafia. This is a headline from the Newsday. And the Honorable Prime Minister indicated that it is most concerning that the PNM, a party long suspected of being financed by local drug mafia, is overtly attempting to undermine efforts to stop drug, arms, and human trafficking into our country. Let me make it abundantly clear that if the Prime Minister has evidence that the People's National Movement is in any way involved in any sign of drug mafia, then the Prime Minister knows to take it to the police. This is a very serious allegation, and the Prime Minister should withdraw that allegation and apologize. Because the time has come for this use of inflammatory language consistently whenever you're under pressure, when you are clueless about governance, you want to put the blame on the People's National Movement. And that needs to stop. It is no different to kill them violently. And dealing with a very sensitive situation as it relates to Venezuela in a most undiplomatic manner that has caused the people of Venezuela, caused the people in the region. I mean, Trinidad and Tobago is now being discussed everywhere. I'm sure all of you have family, You're looking at Miami Herald, you're looking at CNN, BBC is here, Al Jazeera is here, and everybody wants to know what really is going on. So my colleague, the Honorable Marvin Gonzalez, will discuss a little more as to how we got to that stage of panic buying, of a literal gridlock last Friday in Port of Spain, where people in Trinidad and Tobago were trying to figure out what is going on. And people were trying to get to their homes. Schools were sending children home. And the Honorable Prime Minister says, be calm. She's not aware of anything. She's not aware of what's happening down in the army, that there was an official order put in place as it relates to people returning, those who, whether you were on leave, you're on vacation, and similar, a notice going out from the police. But that didn't stop there. This has continued, and what is very interesting is that if the United States has made it very clear that, I mean, they are dealing with people who into drug trafficking, narco traffickers, and you in the public domain all over the world, they are seeing these types of headlines as it relates to the opposition. What really is the intention of the government? Absolutely no good intention. And if it is, they would ensure that people are paid on time, people get their salaries on time. All of it is a distraction for their incompetence. Because I'm sure many of you are aware of people who have gone, reached into the bank in the line, or you've taken your card and you go to the ATM machine. Because when you look, I mean, with technology, you can go online and you see that you supposedly think you have been paid until you get to the bank and they say, yes, whilst it may be showing that you have been paid, you can't access any cash. That is the level of incompetence of this government. And therefore creating all this sort of distraction and want to put all the blame on the People's National Movement. I just want to tell them we will have none of it. The last matter I want to deal with before I hand over to my colleague is on the Guardian today. Antigua Prime Minister warns Trinidad and Tobago may be in breach of the Treaty of Chagaramas with duty hike. And if I just could be allowed 2 minutes or less, the Honorable Prime Minister of Antigua
power, feel the power, power. DJ,
touch it, bring it, baby. Touch it, bring it, baby. Oh yeah, oh yeah.
Somebody touch me, somebody touch me, somebody touch my soul.
Yeah.
Somebody touch to me, Jesus. Somebody touch my soul. Somebody touch me, somebody touch me, somebody touch my soul.
Who, me?
While I was praying, to me, Jesus. Somebody touch my soul.
Life too sweet, I can't complain. The only constant is the change, and we go touch the road again. So as long as you call my name, then I will answer. I'm a happy camper, and love is my sponsor. Oh, yeah, and as long as I'm man of life, then I will dance up. No time for no anger, I'm smiling with me hands up. Yeah.
Somebody touch me, somebody touch me, somebody touch my soul.
Yeah.
Somebody turn to me, Jesus. Somebody touch my soul. Somebody touch me, somebody touch me, somebody touch my soul.